What is going on YouTube? It's Brendan from Market Makers. Guys, I hope you had a fantastic Christmas. I hope everybody had a good time with friends and family. But guess what? It is back to work. We have to get back to work. Look at our trade setups. Look at the shorts that we're going to be putting on. And we're going to find out this week if we get the Santa Claus rally. Remember, historically, this week coming up, this short trading week of 4 days, and then the first 2 days in January that are trading days, those 6 days combined going all the way back to the Great Depression are the 6 strongest days in the market. How strong are they? The S&P back in 2018 rallied 7%. We're going to look at that on the equities charts. We're going to look at where Bitcoin could get to according to our Dante's descent pattern, according to Fibonacci. Guys, we track these markets so many different ways. If you want to learn these techniques, definitely consider checking out our Discord. That sale ends at the end of this month, guys. January 1, you can no longer get in the room for 20 bucks. It is half off. Download Discord, click the email they send you to verify your account, then click our link in the video description. Join our Discord. 13,000 people there. Trade signals, education, TA, live streams. Fantastic community, guys. And of course, this video will be brought to you by SimpleFX. If you want to trade on a decentralized exchange, check out SimpleFX. FX exchanges do $6 to $12 trillion a day. Your money is held in segregated accounts in cold storage. With our link, we have an exclusive bonus offer that nobody else can offer you, which is up to $5,000 instant based on your deposit, guys. You can trade with that instantly, no games, and it's a fantastic UI. Trade all the equities, commodities, Forex, Bitcoin, and a handful of alts. And of course, we have BITGET like everybody else in this space, but we're one of the OGs on BITGET, and that's to trade everything. And if you want to buy spot, definitely check out BITGET, link in the video description as well. Let's jump into the charts. All right. Been over Dante's descent like a billion times, so we're not going to go over it today. Just to remember, guys, the reason we track markets with patterns: you have price, you have time, two separate elements. Patterns square price and time. They make them one single element where you take trade entries like the ones I've shared with you guys, 64% decline, and most recently 28% decline in the marketplace. So this is why we trade with patterns, and you can track the market in many different ways. Elliott wave counts, Wyckoff. I made a Bitcoin Wyckoff chart just as an example in the room, doing a Wyckoff series for learning in the room through Bitcoin and all the different 4 stages here of Wyckoff. Wrote up a little description. Lots of different ways you can track market movements. The key thing to remember is markets are heavily manipulated. That was the whole premise of Wyckoff theory. What you want to do in this marketplace, guys, I see these people on TV say they want to beat the markets. You don't want to beat the markets. You want to trade with the big money. There's no smart money in the markets. There's just big money, and they move the markets. You can determine where they're moving them with patterns. So let's look at Bitcoin on the weekly. Again, our descending channel, parallel lines here, and you can see this movement. If we take a X5 pattern, you can see the market symmetry. Remember, your 5 touches, your 5 waves, looking for that termination, that bounce back up here, that January 3rd pivot we have on the daily time frame from Dante's descent. But you can see the symmetry if you want to measure this out with an X5 pattern. Basically a 50% retracement, and if you hit the channel line again, another 50% retracement. Look at that market symmetry. But the way I want to do this is with a triangle, and I'll show you why. So if we use our ABCD pattern, start over here at point C, and then come up here. If we get to that 19.1 number, that number that I'm interested in from the daily time frame, we'll go over that in a minute, but that basically gives you 618, as close as I can get to it with my trackball mouse. That basically gives you 618 on that retracement. The reciprocal move for that is 1618 to the downside, and that lands you about 13.2 Bitcoin, 13,000 Bitcoin, which is where I think that next move will be going to after we make our top, if we get this Santa Claus rally, okay? By the way, notice the new Hawaiian shirt? My daughter got me this, and she picked out really good colors, because, you know, if I would have picked it out, probably would have been like black with neon on it, so she did a good job. And let's go ahead and look at this on the daily. Let's do some TA on the daily. This is the volatility bottling up. Look how tight this channel is getting. This explosion gave you a 28% move. Obviously, in comparison, you can get bigger moves, bigger explosions, and we are bottling up for a move. I do believe that move will be to the upside. Tackle, hopefully, this 200, and then capitulate and fall down. I think the markets will be in selling mode the first quarter. I'm going to do full updates on all the target videos, okay? So we're going to talk about where Bitcoin can get to in 2023. Remember my premise, everything is cheaper next year. We're going to talk about where Bitcoin can get to, where I think it will bottom, and when, most importantly, I think it will bottom. And same with the other marketplaces. I think you're going to have a new low in March. In March, we have historically, March and September are crashes and bottoms, and I think this will be the false bottom. You have to remember the herd mentality, the mass psychology here at play between the media. Now, so many people are being bearish, they're expecting a new low, but the key is they will think that is the bottom. So if the S&P, for example, pulls down to 3,100, you're going to look for a rally, and then I think you will have selling once again and make your true bottom in September, and I'm going to update all those videos. But first, let's see if we get this wave up in these assets so I don't have to remake the videos again. I want to have current candle action when I put these videos out for you guys, but I think you're going to really enjoy it, and we're going to get into a lot of different aspects in those videos, okay? So we're looking at our volatility bottling up, and here, if we're going to do some more TA, Bitcoin here, looking at Tuesday, January 3rd for a potential top. This green line is an anchored VWAP. So from the high in the range that we've been trading in all the way back since June, okay? So 6-month range here, the high in the range, your volume weighted average price is right about 19.1. You see that? Looking for this wave up to our point D, right about 19,197. This is your 200 coming down like a heat-seeking missile. And if we just want to pull a fib retracement, I've showed you all these techniques, obviously, in prior videos. Your 618 is where I think we're going, 19,186. Hopefully with an intersection, maybe some wicks above it to hit this 200 as this date approaches. Notice how Bitcoin has been super flat, 16.8, right? So this is what I'm thinking is going to happen, guys. We get the Santa Claus follow through, then that 6-day trading period, not coincidentally, basically terminates Tuesday, January 3rd. You see this for Bitcoin, and this is going to be your top, then drop. Okay, if we get some topping action here, I want to see some bearish divergence or something build up, and right now your money flow is negative, which is good. I want the money flow to stay bearish while the price rises, and of course, you guys know, trading heavily with volume, I want to see volume divergence on this ride up, just like we had the bearish divergence for that 28% drop. I want to see the same type of trade repeat on this march back up. Very excited to see if this pattern continues to play out. Different view here on the 8-hour time frame. You can see how flatline these candles are, okay? So not a lot to talk about here. Flatline candles. Let's flip over to Ethereum. Ethereum, guys, you know, basically the same type of chart setup as Bitcoin, but when you're going over these charts, being that we just had, you know, a drop recently, when you're going over these charts, you want to look at your previous resistance, and that's going to be resistance once again. So if Ethereum does move up with Bitcoin, if Bitcoin does move up and Ethereum moves up, definitely looking at the daily chart here at the 1 fib at 1369. Why? Because your 200's right there, okay? And if for whatever reason this turned into some type of extended rally, you know, I'm looking at the 1618 at 1552 to 233 coming down, but we shall see. I don't have grandiose expectations for the Santa Claus rally. If it does rally, I think it's just going to be for that short time period, and then you're going to see topping action made, and then you're going to see dumping after that, okay? Looking at this on the Russell, maybe I shouldn't have clicked that button. There we go. All right, Russell. So the Russell, we have our 618 Fibonacci fan from the pandemic low. The Russell, once again, you know, we came down just like I've been hypothesizing we would come down if we rally and then rally back up from a lower point. But really the Russell range is pretty defined for where we've been trading these day trades in the room. 618 to 1880, basically to like 1908, maybe 1915 up here at the 707 fib. So if you do come back up, flip your 50, flip your 200 like the Russell can do. You might just get something like this, a wick like that above the 1880, maybe go to 1890 or something. Really watching this area up here for any type of rally, okay? Because this is what I want to see happen. If we do push up, get on top of these key resistance levels and give us a target to put our shorts on. And of course, if we're looking at the Russell, I have a potential pivot date here, December, well, this is January 2nd, December 30th to January 2nd. I have to relook at that again. But there's a window there because of what? Because of the holiday, because the market's closed today. And I think we're closed the day after the 31st, or January 1st, I think the market's closed. So I put this out at January 2nd. So we'll see how this plays out. But really, we're going to know by the push up that occurs if we're on to something or not. And if we look, what's going on with TradingView? There we go. Russell is still bearish on the money flow, wave of selling volume, obviously. So again, would like to see divergence. If we do rally up, it makes the trade setup even easier, especially with low volume would be fantastic. Looking at the S&P, guys, again, same fib, pulling this fib down from this larger wave structure. And looking at the fib, you know, this is where you want to target. This is your CPI, or this is your Fed Chair Powell speech, right? That big wick up. But you can see 707 at 4074 gave you a ton of resistance here. And lower than that, the 618 at that psychological number, that key psychological number of 4,000 on the S&P. This could be where you get to with your 200 and 233 right there. Would not be surprised if we get some type of 6-day rally. Again, remember in 2018, S&P went up 7%. Let's just measure that really quickly, see what that would be. No reason it would go up the exact same amount again, guys. I'm just, doing this for TA purposes. This would just be a 4.5% move to come back up here. A 7% move would get you back up towards that wick, okay? So again, this is my expectation. Come back, retest key resistance that rejected you already, and then start to sell off. And then you will see more participants selling off, worried about the markets making a new low since this trend breakout failed, okay? And this would also give you a larger double top structure here, and most likely some type of dragon vibration. Looking at the NASDAQ, okay? The NASDAQ's just been a horrible performer. Price is sitting right on the 45 gradient here on GAN, the 1-1, and you can see the NASDAQ also below the 50. Never got to the 200, 233. So expectations for the NASDAQ are going to be like everything else. If we got bullish here on the NASDAQ, which the NASDAQ may lag because of how poorly it's performing, but if we got bullish, I'm looking at these key fib retracement levels, guys, at 11,685 and of course 12,028, which gave you multiple rejections over time here. So we'll see how bullish we can get. Some of these indices may lag behind others. Some assets may go up higher than others. So we're going to watch this, guys. We're going to track this, and leave your comments and questions as always in the video. More than happy to answer it. Please do like and subscribe. Help us out in the algorithm. Another video coming out Wednesday, guys. We'll have another video coming out Wednesday. And once this rally's over, I'm going to have a whole series of target videos coming out as well. And we're going to do some commodities and everything else. Got a lot of special requests. That list got really long. So I'll figure that out, how to put all that in a video for you guys. Take care, everybody. Get ready for your work week. See you guys. Talk to you soon.